India's online payments market is one of the most competitive in the whole world. Now let's say PayPal, the international leading player in payments, decides to enter India. Not only is PayPal a latecomer, let's say they've also faced a major problem, a data breach that's erased all the trust that they had in the Indian market. And who are they fighting anyway? They're fighting GPay, PhonePe, CREDPay, and Paytm, guys who already dominate this market. But let's say PayPal doesn't give up. They set themselves an audacious goal of climbing up to 40% market share in the next 6 months. This sounds unreal. This sounds like a marketing case study. That's because it is. This is the hypothetical scenario that we're breaking down today. My name is Abhinav and that's my co-host Manvi. Together, we spent about 20 years solving some of the toughest growth problems for some of the biggest brands. And today, we bring to you a growth leader who's going to attempt to solve this problem live on camera. He's not seen it before. This is totally unscripted. And we're doing this so that you get the sneak peek behind how and what goes into solving problems like these. Without much further ado, I think we should let the case begin. Cool.
Hi, Tanay.
Yeah,
Welcome.
great. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Abhinav.
Right, Tanay. So this is a hypothetical scenario.
Okay.
You're interviewing for the revenue lead role for PayPal.
Okay.
Hypothetically, PayPal is only now coming into India, and they have a partnership with Tinder. The partnership's progressing. They've already integrated with Tinder for their premium products like Plus and Boost, etc.
Yeah.
Now, while it's been on, we climbed up to a 15% of all transactions happening on Tinder. People were willing to pay via PayPal. What happened recently is there was a data breach, which caused a lot of media outcry.
Okay.
So people were a little hesitant when it comes to the payment gateway. They started not choosing PayPal.
Yeah.
The dip was about 10%. We're taking care of the data breach and rebuilding the trust. That's happening via another team. What we have for you is we want you to identify certain levers that you can play with to, number one, recover the drop that happened.
Yes.
Secondly, from 15%, can we, or 15 minus 10%, that would be around 13-ish percent. From 13% to 20%, I want you to climb up to the revenue share from Tinder in the next quarter, and then climb up to 40-ish percent in the next 6 months.
Got it.
Is there any info you need apart from this? Before you tell me how you're going to approach this?
No, I think it's pretty straightforward. I'll keep asking for more information as I need it. I'm only assuming that PayPal includes all of its features that it already offers are integrated with Tinder, right?
Yeah, no tailor-made features, but yeah, PayPal as a stock product is there.
I think interesting problem. First off, I think of course, especially because PayPal is a new product and also there's been a data breach. There's definitely more than just driving revenue. There's also going to be a lot of data trust building that will happen.
We have our lobby.
Yeah, both on the marketing front, I'm sure the PR team will take care of that, but also from a product communication point of view and experience point of view, that also needs to be communicated, right?
That's what we need you to look into.
Yep. So I think first off, to drive up, I would like to figure out how I can improve adoption of the platform. Right?
How would you?
So I think one of the things is PayPal is relatively new in the payments ecosystem for an Indian consumer.
Okay.
The Indian users are not very used to even engaging with PayPal, right? Like keeping aside the data breach, even without that, the users are not like they're very used to using a GPay or a Paytm or a PhonePe, but PayPal doesn't have that position, right?
Right.
So I think one of the major points to communicate within the product, and that means PayPal's touch points within the Tinder app will have to be, how can you best utilize PayPal? How PayPal is safe, right? Underlining on that fact that PayPal is safe and your money is going to be safe, your credit card information is going to be safe, is going to be very important, right? And how to use the platform is also something that we need to communicate. A lot of people may be seeing the platform as a payment instrument, but not picking it up just because they're unfamiliar with it.
Okay.
So I think that's one thing that needs to be addressed.
What do you do?
I think a lot of that can be done with simple, banners and like quick, animated GIFs happening within. GIFs are basically animated communication happening within the Tinder app. It would be interstitials popping up within the app showing that, just hypothetically, just like for example saying, like in relationships with Tinder, trust is important. PayPal values trust. Something
Okay.
like that. You
Sure.
can pick up a line of communication that works along with Tinder and doesn't sound sort of alien and very technical. That's one thing. We could take that line of communications within the app. Apart from that, even we can also figure out within the app multiple touch points where we can emphasize user incentives, right? That is another reason that people in consumers in India usually switch from one payment method to the other, right? It's become super commoditized.
Are we talking discounts?
Yes, one factor can be discounts,
Okay.
and the discounts can
5%
be
cash back, etc.
yeah, that could be one form factor.
Okay.
The discount, or the rather, I would call it a user incentive, can take multiple forms, right?
Okay.
It can either be something as straightforward as a cashback, right?
Mhm.
Or it can be also customized to Tinder's products.
For example,
Basically, it looks
One
like
extra boost.
yeah, like one extra boost that basically is getting co-funded via PayPal or something like that, right? It doesn't have to directly go to the consumer as a cashback, but can be routed via Tinder, right?
okay.
Those can be incentives that we can, basically logged. Whatever has to happen has to be logged to PayPal. So you get that extra boost if you pay with PayPal, right?
Okay.
One additional month of premium subscription with PayPal, so things like that, right? PayPal only offerings that you can have, right? We can have that. That could be one thing to drive adoption. Yeah. So trust needs to be taken care of with comms. Adoption how-tos can be taken care of with that. This also sort of helps with driving engagement within the app, right? Drives an outcome for Tinder as well as for PayPal. More for PayPal in terms of the number of transactions they're able to influence. For Tinder, stickiness that PayPal is able to drive for them. Yeah.
Tell me, what else would you do to drive adoption?
To drive adoption. So I think one other way to drive adoption here is to start to look beyond the regular, touch points that PayPal already has within the Tinder app. Like if you look at it, it could just be like buying their premium products, right? It would be subscriptions, your boosts, etc., and then basically just checking out with it, right? In order to drive up adoption, you gotta broaden the scope of where you can put in PayPal. You can work with Tinder a lot of things. For example, you can have like on YouTube and Instagram, you see that you can sort of pay the creator like a small token and of
Okay.
appreciation, right? Buy me a coffee or something like that, and you can basically gamify certain constructs within the Tinder app. Basically, let users engage with each other and get that powered by PayPal. That could be one thing. Other things could be looking outside the Tinder app and look at adjacent apps that Tinder users sort of engage with. For example, what happens when you get a match on Tinder, right? You go out on a date, you maybe go out for dinner, etc. The next thing is you want to split bills, right? And it's a big pain point for anybody going on a date. Who picks the
Sure.
bill, right? You can go out and partner with apps like a Zomato or a Splitwise, and power it via PayPal, drive a user incentive there, and get a Tinder only partnership with Zomato.
1 minute. They're having a partnership with PayPal.
Yeah.
PayPal having a partnership with Zomato.
Yes.
And eventually this goes to a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Why don't we directly make Starbucks or a Zomato have a partnership with Tinder? Why do they need PayPal to sort of make it happen? The max that I can stretch what you said to is how GPay and even CRED does it.
Yeah.
These guys, when you make a transaction, they will open up a coupon code for you.
Yeah.
With that coupon code, you can book a trip on ClearTrip. You can book a stay at Stay Vista, etc.
Yeah.
But I don't see a direct sort of a thing happening.
Yeah.
And why would Tinder need PayPal to orchestrate it? Isn't it Tinder's product manager's job? Aren't you going to an extreme that's beyond your bound?
No, actually, the problem that I'm solving is something that PayPal already solves for. I'm just
Okay.
extending that solution across and getting Tinder onboarded onto that solution.
Okay.
PayPal already has a solution for splitting payments. Right? They have personal payments as well. Right? They're not only B2B. So basically, Tinder benefits from engaging with PayPal because they already have this suite of solutions that
Sure.
can go across various merchants. So I think that is what I'm suggesting.
Two people meet on Tinder.
Yeah.
Let's say one of them is a premium subscriber of Tinder.
Yeah.
He has PayPal linked,
Yeah.
and when they go for a date,
Yeah.
the person with the premium subscription pays for the date,
Yeah.
and PayPal splits the bill and also sends a payment link
Yeah.
to the other person.
Yeah, they can.
That's what you're looking at?
Yeah, they can.
Okay,
PayPal
so
helps you
don't
split
need
the
to
bill.
manage it. This is a little more feasible.
Yeah. I'm not saying Zomato is within the split feature. I'm
Okay.
saying there are multiple partnerships. One can be Zomato, one can be Splitwise, one can be Uber. I'm not saying they all have to be linked.
Okay. I don't know how this will up the users or this will up transactions for PayPal, but I don't know how this will up users for PayPal.
It would improve visibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, it just makes your entire dating experience a lot more seamless. You just have to manage it a lot less.
Something else.
Give me the top 3 things
Mhm.
you would do to achieve the revenue goal
Yeah.
that we defined.
Cool. So I think to achieve the revenue goals, that can be a couple of things that can be done, especially for the Indian users.
I'll give you some context as
Yeah.
to the numbers that you're looking at.
Okay.
So Tinder has about 1 crore active users, right? Out of them, a certain percentage is on premium plans.
Yeah.
The cohort that we're looking at is 18 to 25. And out of them, you have about 15% market share on all payments that come to premium.
Got it.
How do you take that up to 20% in this quarter?
Got
And
it.
then to 40% in the next.
One thing that comes to my mind is getting more people to try premium is something that will increase the pie for us. How I as a payments player can help here is I can extend affordability products, basically, which are pay in 3 type of products, right? Here, basically, because this is a young demographic, where this sort of payment method really resonates. And the other bit is if I'm able to do that, it's easier for people to try out the product. Also, it increases the amount of time that people are engaged on the product. Time as in, because they're paying in 3, they still have 3 months to pay. They continue to come back to the app, etc. So that also increases, as well as increasing the number of people who try it out. Say 100 people try it out and 50 still retain. That increases my pie, right?
Sure.
So I think that is one major lever that I will
Okay, make the pie bigger. Next.
One is this. Apart from that, I think diversifying into more forms of more touch points within Tinder, right? Assuming that they will keep coming up with new products, right? Either that getting engaged with every new product, or basically sorry, what are you saying?
But isn't that slightly, you're leaving something up to chance? Oh, maybe Tinder will have something in the next 3-6 months, and I will go grab a share of that.
Yeah.
Isn't that too?
No, yeah, that's definitely one. That I agree. That's accurate. The other way to sort of poach from others is, I think, even at a technical level, if I'm able to, go after be a better product. Basically, convenience trumps everything from a payments point of view. If I'm able to, for example, give them a one-click payment method, right? You would rather want to just swipe right and complete payment and move forward, do other things in life, or go to 3 different screens, put in details and do it like that.
UX.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make it affordable for the user, make it more convenient for the user, or make it cheaper in terms of experimenting for the user.
Cool. Apart from that, sure. I mean, we barred you from discounting. Discounts, of course, the way Google Pay plays with it. We can obviously do that. We can have coupons and splash cards and everything. All right. And anything else that you want to bring to light?
Given that users' trust is something that we need to build now to drive adoption, being a late entrant into the payments game here, I think, and riding on the fact that PayPal wants to emphasize on trust being a major factor, we can basically build like a badge of trust, like
World's safest payment gateway now in India.
Yeah, now in India, basically
And
make
like
a small
little
icon.
green
Yeah, like
mark.
a little green mark, and like put it next to, say, if there is a user who's a premium user and who's gone through PayPal, you can always give them a special badge, right, that can do social signaling that I am trustworthy, I am a premium user, and basically even when you're swiping and you see that mark, it can always act as something that drives the number of swipes you get, basically.
Do you think a US flag would help?
A US flag?
American safest gateway now in India.
Or maybe instead of that, an Indian flag may rather help, right? I don't know. It's not.
No, sure. I mean,
going by what the regular sentiment is these days, right? And it just make a lot more sense.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be in touch. Thank you for
all
coming.
the best.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Do better.
Thank you, Manvi.